Gentlemen, and welcome to the Not Too Young to Run public dialogue with political parties. This is the second town hall edition that they're having. They say the third edition will be with the APC at the date when the APC accepts to be here. And they're going to be talking about quite a number of things, the cost of nomination forms, Democratic Party primaries, and they'll have some of the aspirants here from different political parties who are going to be telling us about their experiences and some of the concerns that they've had, telling us what they're doing also to ensure youth candidacy in the 2019 general elections and the involvement of women and people with disabilities as well. It's going to start off immediately. We can see seated in the hall there many members of many political parties, and of course the dialogue is starting immediately.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Bella Ann Ndubisi, and I want to welcome you all to the Not Too Young to Run public dialogue with political parties on youth candidacy and party primaries, hosted in collaboration with the Inter-Party Advisory Council, IPAC. May we all rise for the national anthem. Arise, O compatriots, Nigeria's call obey, to serve our fatherland with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and might, one nation bound in freedom, peace and unity. Thank you. May we all be seated. Please join me to welcome, for the opening remarks and overview, the convener of the Not Too Young to Run movement, Mr. Samson Itodo.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Nigeria. Good evening, the entire world. It gives me great pleasure on behalf of the Not Too Young to Run movement to welcome you to the second town hall meeting that is hosted by the Not Too Young to Run movement for political parties. As you know, a few months ago, Nigeria made history by writing its name in gold through the passage and the signing into law of the Not Too Young to Run bill, which reduces the age for the president from 40 to 35, for the State House of Assemblies from 30 to 25, the House of Reps from 30 to 25. And we believe that that amendment has opened up the political space for young people. But post the passage and the signing into law of that amendment, young people are confronted with challenges within the political parties. Today, political parties have published their party nomination, the cost of their nomination forms. Some have also published their guidelines. But one of the greatest challenges that young people are facing, young aspirants are facing, is the cost of nomination forms. Today as well, a lot of young people are becoming victims of the autocratic and the undemocratic disposition of leadership of political parties across the country. Today, we've got young people who, inspired by the Not Too Young to Run movement, are unable to purchase forms because they are not products of stakeholder consensus primaries that are conducted before the actual party primaries. Today, a lot of young people who want to buy forms are either asked to get approval from state governors or approval from government houses before forms are being sold to them. And as a movement, we believe that this in itself is a huge challenge for our political process, in addition to the high cost of nomination forms, which for us as a movement we consider very, very exploitative. And it's against this background that we're convening the series of dialogues with political parties for our young aspirants who are in the room to engage with leaders of political parties and extract commitments from political parties to take intentional steps to open up the space by ensuring, first, they reduce the cost of nomination forms, as well as ensure democratic party primaries. And that's why we are here today. And we are glad that we've got representatives of political parties in the room. This started last week with the PDP. Today we're meeting with other political parties. The last in this series will be the All Progressive Congress, which we all know has the highest in terms of the cost for nomination forms. And we're engaging with the leadership of the APC to reduce the cost of its nomination forms. But we want to welcome you especially on behalf of the movement and say it's great to see these faces. But before I conclude, it's important to thank all Nigerians, especially Nigerian youths, who have made this possible. Because the Not Too Young to Run is about the Nigerian youth, and the success that we celebrate is the success of the Nigerian youth. And I'd like to enjoin you, participants of this town hall, to give a round of applause for the Nigerian youth that have made this possible. Lastly is to say that this town hall meeting is a non-partisan adventure, and we as a movement have said, and we continue to say, that we do not endorse candidates. We are a non-partisan movement committed to the defense of democracy and the promotion of political inclusion as well as transformative leadership. Last week, an ugly incident happened, and as you know, we have dissociated ourselves from that. We want to say to the Nigerian people, to Nigerian youth, and all those around the world, that this movement remains committed to its core foundation, and which is youth inclusion, transformative leadership, as well as democratic civic participation. And for us as a movement, this is what we are committed to do. And we have said that we will mobilize 50 million young Nigerians to participate in the 2019 elections, to vote for young people as well as candidates who have character, competence, and capacity. These are the only kind of candidates that we would encourage young people in activating the power of the atom to actually vote for. Once again, I thank you very, very much for honoring our invitation, and we do wish you a very successful and engaging town hall meeting. Thank you.